Hello fellow Singaporeans, welcome to episode 4 of C Farts. It's day 7 of GE2020. Lots of debates are going on online and offline. Let us begin this episode by going through the impressions I've gathered about our campaigning parties. The Reform Party. Wow, can absent one man? Next time you all better don't sabo Charles.
Dear voters of Ang Mo Kio GRC, I'm Charles Yu, and I'm honored to be standing with my teammates as a candidate. 亲爱的红帽桥选民，首先我想向你们道歉，因为我们今天本来是苏先生要给这个台词的，可是因为他病倒了，他不能够出席。我们不要让这回事影响到主要的内容。
National Solidarity Party. 聽講 this time don't have 全部 only young men and old men. People's Voice. More like one-man voice party. Probably helping Lim Tien to avoid bankruptcy.
My fellow Singaporeans and Jalan Besarians. My party, People's Voice, has said that it is time for real change in Singapore. You are watching this program because you know it is time for change. It is time to put
one eternity later.
Introducing the other members of my team.
People's Power Party. I can only say thankfully it's his last elections. Then he don't need to sell his flat or refinance his flat lah.
有人要问中文吗？那我就讲吧。麦波森是新加坡历史悠久的一个地区，比我还要老55年，有一些地方。
Red Dot United. They are new, but also not new.
We are a new political party, but the candidates we are fielding in this election are already known to Singaporeans. Most of us have been involved in the social and political life of Singapore for over 10 years.
Singapore People's Party. Still about Mr. Cham's legacy and potong pasir.
Got to pay it forward to the Chams for what they did for me and my family when we needed them most.
The Workers' Party. Just be good boys and girls lah. Just let Pritam Daddy speak. Unless you are as good as class rep James.
I remember in 2020, just a few days before polling day, we had a front page article in the Straits Times.
As an educator myself, that warms the cockles of my heart.
Progress Singapore Party. I am Dr. Tan Cheng Bock. I am Dr. Tan Cheng Bock. I am Dr. Tan Cheng Bock. He is Mr. Lee Hsien Yang.
Dr. Tan Cheng Bock was also making the rounds today. He arrived at ABC Food Centre with fellow member Mr. Lee Hsien Yang.
亲爱的同胞们，我是陈清木医生。
Singapore Democratic Party. Government do what also wrong. Dr. Chi is always right.
Post-COVID plan is something which we are very concerned about because there's going to be retrenchments. And retrenchments will come if businesses fail. Businesses fail because people are not buying things, are not spending. Correct? Right? What we want to do is make sure we put money into the pockets of our Singaporeans.
People's Action Party. It's all about plans.
Plans.
Singapore Democratic Alliance. Oh my god, he's back!
Life is about choices. In Singapore, we are blessed with choices.
Touch your heart, ask yourself lah. I did kind of action until like that, you still want to, like I will take out my clothing and show it to you. Come on, I need to hear you.
I thought GE2020 would see the evolution of Singapore politics without the cry father, cry mother, crowd rah-rah, or even low blow style debates. After all, it's the first general elections without outdoor rallies. But I was wrong. All the dirty tricks started when Dr. Strange Shi took a cheap shot at the political debate one day after the campaign started.
Mr. Heng Swee Keat then comes up and tells in an interview, toys with the idea of bringing our population up to 10 million.
Just today, the Prime Minister's office issued a statement advising people like you not to indulge in falsehoods. The
Mind you, it was Mr. Heng Swee Keat that came up with the idea of a 10 million population.
That's a cheap shot, Dr. Chi.
I'll cite you the interview.
That's a cheap
that Mr.
shot.
Heng actually.
Let me state for the record, we will never have 10 million. We won't even have 6.9 million. What the government doesn't have a target for the population. What we want is a Singapore core that is demographically stable, able to reproduce ourselves, able to create opportunities and jobs for ourselves, and able to stay as a cohesive whole. It is not a target, and it's certainly not 10 million, and you are raising a false straw man. That is a false statement.
From Jurong GRC to Holland Bukit Timah GRC, I've been seeing your old tricks again and again. While I empathize your situation and your sacrifice to Singapore's politics, I really cannot accept what you have done so far. I personally do not like combative politics and do not wish to see Singapore Parliament become like this in future. However, if it's tastefully used to stir some emotions at outdoor rallies, I think it's perfectly fine. To those who oppose for the sake of opposing, those who say the government is wrong, PAP has gone bad, in my opinion, if Singapore is that bad, none of us will be proudly calling Singapore our home. Singapore is really a place of equal opportunities. If you have travelled overseas or even worked overseas, you will understand what I say. At least over here, we do not need to know influential people, commit bribery, donate loads of money just to get the connection right. Over here, we compete with our talent on an equal ground. There is no perfect world, and I agree with Dr. James from the Workers' Party.
I think where we fundamentally differ is where we think those trade-offs actually should occur.
No policy comes without trade-off. It's just about where these trade-offs should occur. Now imagine a House of Parliament with people opposed for the sake of opposing. The meeting will be prolonged and actions will be delayed. Yes, I do agree, like a lot of you, that oppositions are needed in Singapore to ensure effective debates, and hopefully it will result to the right policy for all Singaporeans. But we need to vote for the right people, people who are willing to set aside their differences, to work together and come up with the best for Singaporeans. I want to believe that our voters prefer candidates who are rational and passionate. Someone like maybe Dr. James Lim, whom I think he can endorse two chefs' warm cockers to complement their famous cold cockers, Ms. Nicosia, Mr. Pritam Singh, Mr. Jose Raymond, Ms. Gerald Chan, Mr. Tan Chuan Jin, Mr. Ong Ye Kang, my favourite Dr. Vivian Balakrishnan, and of course there are many more candidates who are worth your votes. Vote wisely. We've got a few days more before we conclude GE 2020. Candidates, please continue to fight on and fight with integrity. All the best to everyone. Majulah Singapura.